and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, what I thought I'd do is take you through a shoot from the start to the finish, from I guess the conception of the idea, the planning process, through shooting and then into editing. So today I am about to go and shoot, and I have planned to shoot a little bit of digital 35mm film and medium format film. So my bag is packed pretty heavy today. So the initial stages of planning a photo shoot, for me that is usually devising, creating a mood board document to send to the model, just to give them kind of an idea about what my vision is, what the shoot is, what I think we should do in terms of the styling, what locations we should use. If they're a really beginner model, then I might add in a little page of like posing, just so they can kind of start to think about things that they want to do on shoot, maybe practice a little bit beforehand. So I'll flash some images up on the screen of today's mood board. And today we are shooting in a location that I've shot in quite often before. If it's a location that I haven't shot in before, then I will do a little bit of location scouting. I do have a couple of videos on the channel if you want a little bit more detail about that. But for this video in particular, I already had photos of the location because I've been there quite often. So I just included that in the mood board so that the model could kind of see what I had in mind. As well as that, I just put in some found imagery from, you know, photographers that I found on Instagram, Pinterest, etc. Some photos of my own that I like and that I think kind of expresses the vibe of the shoot. In this instance, for the styling, I included some screenshots of clothes that the model already has. So like stuff that was on their Instagram, screenshots of things that I thought would work with the vibe, and I added a little note at the bottom just saying, you know, this is my idea. If you've got anything like that would work in this situation, then bring that through. This kind of opens the dialogue about styling, and you can kind of get informed about what the model's going to be wearing, and if you need to kind of change some locations about that, or if you need to kind of restructure some of your ideas to fit that style, or it gives the models a chance to source that clothing, or if you've got a stylist on board, then gives them a chance to kind of throw their ideas about as well. I am going to head off now, and I'm going to meet the model in town and try and film some behind the scenes. I don't have anyone else with me today, so you know, filming behind the scenes might be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So yeah, I will see you guys on shoot. Okay, so this is the reality of shooting in Manchester. I don't know if you can see like just how wet and soaking I am, but before I do anything else, I am gonna go and dry off because this is just ridiculous. This is meant to be the summer, great. Okay, so I'm not 100% dry, but it's better than before. So you should have seen from the behind the scenes that I filmed, I shot a little bit of digital, a little bit of 35mm and a little bit of medium format. So I didn't finish the roll of 35mm, so I haven't been able to get that developed yet, but I have dropped in the medium format. Those photos I am going to save for another video that I have planned, but I will probably put some of the digitals up in this video so you guys can kind of see the product of today's shoot. So obviously I've just got home now, dried off, and I'm currently in the process of importing the photos. So I recorded the video footage onto one SD card, and that is for not only this video but for the In Focus episode, which will be on my IGTV. If you aren't already following me on Instagram, then head over. And then the other SD card has the photos on, and they are importing now. If this is a little bit shaky, it's because I'm having to hold my camera because the tripod is absolutely soaking. Okay, so I am just gonna jump into Lightroom. As you can see, my photos are still, what have I done there? My photos are still importing. So something about me is that I get really impatient. I really don't want to wait for all of these photos to import, so I tend to kind of have a look through as we go along and start to edit anyway. So a lot of people I know will cull in a way that they kind of make their selections first and then edit. I kind of do it a different way around, and I'll kind of usually edit as I look through them, I guess. That's just what works for me. I don't know what will work for you guys. But whilst these are importing, I thought I would just, quickly show you how I might edit one of them. So we're just going to start with this one, just a random one that I selected. And as you guys will know, I do use my own presets throughout all my work, just to try and keep that consistency, that style. And really what I use the presets for more than anything is just maintaining that tone curve, the RGB curve, and the color calibration throughout my work, just giving myself like that kind of, I guess, that signature style for my digital work. So here I have my presets that I use most often, and I am just gonna go ahead and click on this one, which is number 15. And then the next thing I will do is I'll just adjust the exposure, and we'll bring in the crop a little bit. So where I'm cropping here, there's too much headspace up here, I don't like that, so we're just cropping in a little bit more towards the model. I like to try and keep things center most of the time, so as you can see, we've got his head in the center of the image rather than left or right. And then I'm just going to warm this image up a tiny bit. Bring a little bit more life into it, perfect. And then there's a few things I know about this preset because it's my preset. And one of those things is that I usually have the yellow, purple and magenta quite low down in saturation. But since the model's hair is actually purple, we are going to bring this up and head into luminance and bring that down just so that you can start to see the purple a little bit more. And I'm going to bring the yellow up as well, just a little bit, because obviously we have this green here and there will be some yellow values in the green, and I'll bring the green back up as well. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to zoom in and make sure that the colours match by clicking in my before, my after. Okay, I think the colours are pretty good there. I think maybe it's slightly orange in the skin, so we're just going to take this red primary hue down 1, I think. Yeah, and I think that is matching a little bit better. Cool. So what I'll do now is I will just Command C and copy those edits, and I will paste them onto the next photo that I want to use from this set. So let's go with this one. Adjust the crop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the colours the same, but just play around with the exposure just to make sure that everything's properly exposed. If we go to a photo from a different set, let's have a look at how we might edit one. Okay, let's go with... no, I want to go with one with a bit more colours to show you. Okay, so again, we're just going to tighten this crop, bring the model a little bit more central, and remove this dead space in this corner. Then I'm going to add on the preset, number 15 again, bring my exposure down, head back down, bring my purple and magenta up. And I'm also going to bring some yellow in to that green. If you've watched my video about colour theory, then you'll know that colours are really important in my work, and we've got these reds and greens. They are complementary, and then purple is also complementary with yellow. So if we're bringing some yellow into our greens, then that's just going to complement the image nicely. But what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to bring the luminance down a little bit, just so it doesn't clash. If you see, when it comes a bit brighter, we lose the focus on the face. Whereas if I bring the luminance down a little bit, we're making that face the main focal point again. And then again, I'm just going to paste that onto that photo for this set. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up and drop me a comment in the comments section to let me know what you thought of the video and of the photos. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do subscribe.